How to get credit with no credit. That's what I'm talking about today, and this video applies to people with absolutely no credit, a little bit of credit, and if you're just rebuilding your credit, you can watch this video too, because the credit card offers I'm going to be talking about today will help you build your credit score. I'll be talking about different credit card offers, and if you look in the description below, anything I have that supports that credit card offer, whether it's a YouTube video review, an article on my website, creditfast.com, or anything else, I will put in the description below. And I'm going to give you ideas on how you can start building your credit. These are recommendations and not guarantees, but these are pretty solid credit card offers that will approve you when you have no credit or limited credit. So, if you have no credit history, you may be 18 years older or a few years older than that and a student. And if you're a student, then you should highly consider getting a student credit card. As long as you can prove that you are a student, you can get an easy credit approval. The most popular student cards are the Journey Student Rewards from Capital One and the Discover Student Card. There are actually 3 different student cards that Discover offers, but any of these 4 credit card offers can really help you as a student to build credit at no cost. But if that doesn't work for you, if you're not able to get a student credit card, the next option for you, whether you're a student or you're not a student, is the Discover It Secured Card. I talk about this card a lot. I did a review video on it months ago, and I do read comments in my videos, and I noticed that a lot of people that had no established credit history applied for the Discover It Secured Card and got approved. Now, is that 100%? I don't know, but it is a strong possibility. If you apply for the Discover It Secured Card, you will get approved when you have no credit history. The Discover Secured Card can be a more difficult credit card to get approved for if you have past credit history that's bad. If you've missed payments, they can be selective and picky. So I said earlier, this video can apply for people that have either a limited credit history or are rebuilding your credit history. So if you're rebuilding your credit history, the Discover It Secured Card is a credit card that if you apply for, you can get denied. But typically, if you have no credit history or limited credit history, positive limited credit history, you'll be able to get the Discover It Secured Card. So that is the credit card I'm recommending to apply for getting your first credit card if you have no credit card. The great thing about this card is that it graduates. Not all secured cards graduates. They will typically release your security deposit in about 8 months. If you have any questions about the credit card offers I'm talking about today, leave your question in the comment section below. Also, in general, if you have credit card questions, other credit card questions, a good place to leave your comments is in the comment section of my latest uploaded video. I tend to check that comment area more frequently. Also, if you have a friend with no credit history who is interested in building credit for the first time, share this video with them. It's going to give you both some solid options to help you start building credit history. So another credit card that's really good when you have no credit history established and you can have any credit level, and this is an easy credit approval regardless of what your credit score is. If you're going through a bankruptcy, you want to wait till your bankruptcy is finished with any of these credit cards because you'll have a better chance of getting approved. But other than that, a very easy credit approval is self-credit builder loans. With Self Credit Builder loans, when you fill out the application, as long as you fill it out correctly and they can verify the information you have given them, this is a very easy credit approval. So this is not a credit card, so you might be asking, why am I telling you to get this? Well, it's not a credit card. It is a secured loan, which is classified on your credit report as an installment loan. When you make your payments on time with a Self Credit Builder loan, it gets reported every month as an installment loan. So what that gives you, if you have a Self Credit Builder loan and any other credit card, which is a revolving line of credit, credit cards are revolving accounts, you will have credit mix because you will have two different types of credit accounts, credit trade accounts on your credit report. And when you have no credit history or limited or you're rebuilding, it helps to have credit mix. It accounts for 10% of your overall credit score. This is very helpful to get credit mix early, and that will help raise your score. I did a video on credit mix explaining all about it, and I answer the question whether or not you can get to an 800 credit score without credit mix. So if you'd like to learn more about credit mix, check out that link below in the description. So the Credit Builder loan from Self is going to give you an installment loan on your account. Say you haven't done anything else, you just have Self Credit Builder. You're saying, well, I'm not going to have credit mix because I just have the installment loan on my credit report. Well, they came out with the self-secured Visa card. And all you need to do is make some on-time payments, at least over $100 within a specific amount of time, and they will give you the option to get the self-secured Visa card. And that will also report on your credit report, and this will be reported as a revolving account. So you will now have credit mix. I do have to say they will charge you a $25 annual fee every year you have the Self Visa secured card open. So if you don't want to pay any kind of annual fee at all, you don't have to get the Self secured Visa card. This is purely optional. This is a choice you have if you want to get it. Also, the very unique way that a self-secured Visa card is funded is through the payments you have already made on your Credit Builder loan. So if you have paid off $200 off of a $500 loan, you're allowed to take that $200 that you've made in payments as the security deposit, and your credit limit on the self-secured Visa will be $200. And if you're wondering if this card graduates, it doesn't. It will always stay secured. If you're building your credit score and you're looking for different ways to do that, make sure you subscribe to Credit Fast. And if I've helped you today, please hit that like button. Much appreciated. The next way to build your credit score when you have no credit or little credit or less than perfect credit history is with the shopping cart trick. I did 2 videos on it. I did one on a shopping cart trick tutorial, and then I reviewed the Express Store card. It's the card I always recommend to start out with when you're trying to do the shopping cart trick because people have the most success with it. And if you follow the steps on how to do the shopping cart tricks, how I outline it in the video, you'll have a good chance of getting a pop-up to appear on your screen when you're applying for a store credit card, let's say the Express Store card. And when you get that pop-up, it will only ask for the last 4 digits of your Social Security number. This will be a soft pull credit inquiry. This is not a hard credit inquiry, so this is why this way of getting an approved line of credit is so popular. But you will not have a hard credit inquiry, and you will have a credit line typically somewhere between $250 and $500. So if you're interested in something like that, check out the videos in the description below. Also, remember, what's really good about this is that you do not have an annual fee with the Express Store card. So this is a completely free, no fee, unsecured line of credit that you can use to build your credit score when you have no credit. Okay, so what I'm giving you today are unique strategies, and this is one that I came up with that I think you can benefit from. Now, the Capital One website has a pre-qualification page on it, and they will look at an applicant's credit history and decide what they could possibly get. I have heard that people with no credit history can get offered the Capital One Platinum card, and this is a card for fair credit. But if you have no credit history, sometimes people can get pre-approved for it. And this is great because there is no annual fee. I did a video about it, which is my personal experience, how I got this card, and what I did later to upgrade this card to a cash back, no annual fee card. So this is a really powerful way of building your credit with no fees. You might not be offered the Capital One Platinum Fair Credit Card. You might be offered the Capital One Secured Card, and you can decide whether or not you want to get it. Security deposits for a $200 line of credit will either be $49, $99, or $200. It all depends. I really like the secured card. People have an easier time to get approved for it than with the Discover Secured Card if they've had low credit scores from the past. But this secured card does not graduate, and you basically do not get your security deposit back until you cancel the card. It's not going to graduate. It's still a really good card, and you can weigh out your options if you want to get it, and this is not an issue for you. But I can recommend, and this is something, and this is a little bit different, if you apply at the pre-qualification part of the Capital One website and they offer you the Capital One secured card, you can decide not to apply for it that day. Wait 2 months, and you might already have other credit lines established, and you can build a little bit of credit history, and you never know, 2 months later they might offer you the Capital One Platinum credit card for fair credit. All right, so if you have no established credit history, you might also not have a bank account. So I have solutions for that as well. You can get the Open Sky Visa card, which is a credit card I've talked about many times, and it's a fair credit card offer, secured credit card offer. They're asking for a $200 security deposit, and there is a $35 annual fee. But with the Open Sky Visa card, you do get your security deposit back when you cancel the card. This does not graduate, but they refund your security deposit. So you will get your $200 back, or whatever you place as a security deposit. All right, so if you don't have a bank account and you want a secured credit card, here's another option for you that you may not even have thought about, but you can get a secured credit card at certain banks. And if you go to your local bank that has a secured credit card, many times they will allow you to apply at the branch, place your security deposit at the branch, and whenever you need to make a credit card payment, you can simply visit the branch and make cash payments. This is a lot easier than having to mail off a money order. Okay, so here are 2 other secured credit cards that you can use that will help you build credit if you have no credit. They are the Applied Bank Visa and the Merrick Bank Visa. More information is in the description below. how to build credit with no credit. Now you know different ways that you can build your credit history, even if you have no credit cards at all. And if you want to see more videos that are going to help you build up your credit score, check out these over here. And if you want to see my latest upcoming videos, make sure you hit the subscribe button and the bell notification, and they will notify you when those new videos come out. Don't forget to hit that like button, and I'll see you next time.